In this video we're going to look at the 8 easy ways to play a reggae ska rhythm. Reggae originated in Jamaica in the late 60s. Ska, spelled S-K-A, was around, I would say, the 50s. The big reggae star was Bob Marley, so those of you that know any reggae will obviously know Bob Marley. Ska music ended up with big artists like the Specials, Madness, so they are the ones that actually play that sort of music. It's been around quite a long time. Let's move on with the lesson. Now I've come up with the 8 examples of how to play this rhythm. Example 2, example 4, 6 and 8. So 2, 4, 6 and 8. What you need to do is tap your foot, counting 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you can't hear my foot, so I'm going to be using a metronome as my foot replacement, as it were. So what you need to do is obviously just tap your foot at whatever tempo you feel comfortable. Now you need to count out loud. I don't mean shout it, but count out loud, actually mouth the words and say it out loud. So that gives you some sort of kind of reference so you can hear yourself if you're playing out of time. Now I would suggest that you count reasonably slowly, because it will become obvious when you start strumming if you're counting too fast, because you have to play that open E chord, E minor chord, at the same time as you're counting. So that's the reason you need to count slowly. Going on to this chord, now all we're going to be doing is just playing these 3 strings: the G string, the B string and the E string. And all you're doing is placing your plectrum just on top of that G string, supporting your hand somehow. Don't have your hand waving up in the air, up and down. Just try and support your hand somehow. Place the plectrum. If you haven't got a plectrum, you can just use your thumb to strum down, just like that. That's not a problem, because everything we're going to be doing is going down towards the floor. But I'm just going to use a plectrum. You can use your thumb if you want, but you must support your hand. So it's just down, just like that. So example number 1, you count to 4. Just keep counting to 4 until you get used to it, and you strum the E minor chord. So example number 1 would sound like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now you tap your foot. Now I've set this to 50 beats per minute. If you want to go slower, that's entirely up to you. But this would be my foot, as it were. So you need to tap your foot. If you've got a metronome as well, then fine. There'll be lots of things running. You're counting, metronome's going off, you're tapping your foot and strumming. It seems like a lot, but it really isn't once you get going. But I do suggest you get used to example number 1 first, which is what we've just done. So this is the foot, as it were. So this would be example number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we go on to example number 3. Now this time you're going to put an "and" in between the numbers, which is this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now the "ands" are where you need to mute the string with your left hand, or your fretting hand, because if you're right-handed you'll be using your other hand. So just mute the strings. Don't squeeze it, just rest it. Now as you can see, I can balance my thumb on the top and just gently do that. So example number 3 goes like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now I go to example number 4, and this is my foot. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now example number 5, we've just played strumming all the way down on every number. Now examples number 5 through to 8, the strumming will be on the ands. Now if I go for number 5, you'll understand this. So we get this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the ands are where you strum the chord. Now I tap my foot. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's example number 6. Example number 7, what we need to do now is mute the strings. Now we need to mute the strings. Instead of muting them on the and, we need to mute them on the 1, 2, 3 and 4. So without the metronome, or your foot as my case may be, you get this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. A little bit slower. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Example number 8, tap your foot. Keep counting, do exactly what you were just doing on number 7, but now you tap your foot. And again, this is my foot. It's going to be a little bit faster. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 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 3 and 4 and. What I'm going to do now is play example number 8 up to speed. I won't bother tapping my foot, I'll put my metronome so you get something like this. So one hand is going down and the other hand is on the opposite side. It's like a seesaw. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ska rhythm. 8 easy ways to play a ska rhythm. Do everything slowly. Do not rush it, because counting too fast straight away before you start strumming, you'll just realise you can't play that particular chord. So you need to rest your hand, place the plectrum on top of the G string and just go down. Just a little movement. There's no need to go all the way down there. Just a tiny movement. There you go. Good luck.